Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands. That's in Europe. I play Euroball. Why am I not at practice today? It's a Monday video. We're back to normal. We're supposed to be at practice, right? You know, that thing in the world is still going on. So we've had, a scare. So we've had a scare. I've tested negative. But according to government regulations, I have to test again Tuesday evening. But as we had a number of people, and the people that were signing up for Sunday practice were also the same people there on Thursday for the Friday video. Yeah. So it's just nice to keep everyone safe, get the 5-day tests done, and go back on Thursday. Friday for you guys, Friday video. But yeah, it's not because of any other reason. I would have been up and early and at practice doing my thing and not sitting around this house figuring out what to do for a football vlog. Or like sitting down watching an NFL game. Because that's all I had to do today. Just because anyways. So what did I watch? The one game that people are going to be talking about for a while. To be fair, I understand that people are talking about the Bengals game. So yeah, I did see the things on Twitter this morning that the Bengals and the kicker, and he was just like, we're going to the championship, yada yada. Like when he went and kicked that game. I don't know, I didn't watch that thing. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll watch the Rams Buccaneers game. That's happening in 4 hours. It is currently 5:15 in the evening. I would technically have been to practice, come home, dropped off all my stuff, and then went and gotten burritos with my husband. I was home because we didn't have practice. He's out getting burritos so I can record this. But basically, I just sat down and watched the 49ers-Packers game. So the thing is getting onto Twitter this morning and like editing yesterday's video, I was like, I don't edit on Twitter. But yesterday's video, I opened up Twitter while it was saving and I was like, what's going on here? And obviously the Rams, which I kind of root for this whole season because my poor Panthers didn't make it to the playoffs at all. So we're going with blue and yellow for the Rams. It's like watching Yellow's marble runs. Pick a color. It doesn't really matter at this end. I know there's the diehard fans, and we can have a discussion about that one and terrible fan bases and gatekeeping, but you know what, whatever. So I watched that game, and I knew that the score, because I didn't really care much, I saw the score. It was 10-13. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, technically 13-10. And I saw the hashtags of just like, Rodgers to Pittsburgh. And I'm like, okay, well, they lost. They did it, and they're just like, and then I'd see like the compilation of all the special teams incidents that happened during that game, and I was like, I'm gonna watch that game. Little did I heckin' know that the Packers were gonna score their only points, technically, their only offensive points in the first drive. Like I sat down, I had my lunch, I had my apple juice and all that jazz, I had all the stuff ready to go, and I'm sitting down watching, and I'm just like, okay, so we're 0-7, and we got we're only 5 minutes into the first quarter. And then at halftime, it was 3-7. I was like, okay. And then it was like 3-10. They're like, oh, the Packers back. And then nobody was really scoring. There was turnovers, and there wasn't much it was just a weird game to watch. Because I opened up the International Game Pass app, and I was like, this game's only 2 hours? I can understand I take out all the commercials and I watch the After Effects game. I don't watch Game in 40. I like listening to the announcers to an extent. And 2 hours is not that big a deal. I mean, it would be on the television for almost 3. So 2 hours is a steal. But watching a game in 40, maybe I'll watch the Rams games tomorrow about that. But if I'm home, why am I wearing my gear? Because it's Sunday. I gotta wear my fucking gear. Get hit. But I didn't do anything today. We're out of lockdown and I'm going through a Sunday without my pads on. This goes for double, it's like I don't need to worry about these little pads right here. What's actually really funny in retrospect is these little pads right here that someone was asking about last time on my other buttons. They fold up also, but I don't use them because perfectly fine, get a nice little pad right there. But one of our linemen, we were doing a drill with linemen, linebackers, because middle linebacker, I function a lot against offensive linemen and need to work as a floating fifth defensive lineman. It's kind of how I see it. It's not exactly. I mean, I do drop into coverage regardless. We can go over that one later. But I was doing the drills with them because what am I doing with DBs and wide receivers? We didn't have any running back, so, work on hands drills and stuff and whatnot. Oh, yeah. That's that. But that thing, like I said, knowing the score was 13-10 and that everyone was talking about it means that the last three happened really close to the end. I didn't realize it was going to happen at 4 seconds. Yeah, I censored myself there. I try to keep these things, but that's 4 seconds. To be fair, knowing the score, I knew how it was happening, but I didn't realize, and that's the joy. You can see a score after the fact, but watching the entire game, like, how does the score happen? Like, watching something that's like a blowout, like 47-17. Okay, obviously someone just completely didn't show up to the game. But when you've got something that's a close game, like a 8-7, you're like, when did you score? How did, and then all of a sudden within the first drive of the game, most of the points for the one team for the Packers were scored. And then they got their field goal off, and it was like, but after it already got knocked down, and then they got the field goal off, and we're like, yay! But I'm like, that's it. That's all the points they're scoring this game. And we're at 3-10. And my husband's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, it's 3-10. I'm like, that means the 49ers are going to score a touchdown with a PAT and not go for it. And then they're going to score a field goal. Because the Bengals were having the issue with, they scored the field goal, and this is the rookie kicker. He did that thing, but he was so confident, and that's what that was on Twitter. So it was interesting. And you guys are already watching this after the Rams thing, so if you want to discuss that and thing, I will have watched that already by the time this video goes live, kind of. To be fair, the video goes live at 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. EST for the Americas, and I won't be watching the game until about 2 hours after that, but nobody watches it right away. So if you want to talk about that game, I will have watched it at that point, but if this is a week after the fact, but yeah. So what have we got for a playoff picture now? What do we got? NFL League. Okay, so Titans Bengals 19-16, so there was the game-winning field goal for them. Bengals are moving on. And then the Packers 10-13, game-winning field goal. Chiefs, Bills, and Buccaneers, Rams. To be fair, I did peg the Bengals, but I also pegged the Packers because they had an amazing season overall in comparison to the rest of their stuff. But it was not good. So yeah, it's so now we know. We don't actually know. Okay, so the Bengals are gonna go up against. Okay, so yeah, today at 9 o'clock my time. Again, I'm not gonna stay up and watch that live. No reason to watch 3 hours. I got shit to do tomorrow. But that's Buccaneers Rams, and I'll watch that again tomorrow night. And then at midnight 30 is Chiefs Bills. Nah, we'll just talk about that. We'll talk about both those games and what the conference championships look like, and thus make the prediction of who's going to the Super Bowl from that point. Okay, so the bracket now lays down from CBS Sports. Amazing I can even get to their stuff. Yeah, Bengals will go against Chiefs or the Bills. Again, I don't know who they're going to go up against, but the Bengals have been pretty stompy, so that's good on that part. So we've got Rams, Buccaneers. Like I said, I'm just going to go for the Rams on that one. But if it's Buccaneers, 49ers, I'm thinking that's going to be the epic showdown because it'll be Brady on a different team versus Garoppolo, who's on a different team, and they were starting in second quarterback on the Patriots. So that could be just the fun showdown there. But I mean, that would mean that the Rams would have to lose, and I don't want that. But yeah, so Rams, 49ers, Chiefs, Bengals. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a Bengals, Rams, Super Bowl. Because I love, obviously I'm rooting for the Rams because yellow thing, and then I just love the color orange, so, but that's the thing, is like, what do you got here? I love orange, and so I picked up a 44 Bengals jersey. Yeah. So it's like, which team are you rooting for? I don't know, I just want a good football game. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, I'm making that prediction now, and that's with only, 1, 2 games left to before, and we'll talk about that more on Friday's thing in the comments, probably in the news, because it'll be playoffs and then any news I have about this BNL thing. But yeah, I will chat with you guys on Friday or regular day of the vlogs. Yeah, it's a quickie video. It's been so long, but I just had to talk about that game and the playoffs and how things are crazy right now. Anyways, bye.